Hello, I'm Anna. I'm from Germany and I'm an exchange student in Korea.
Hi, I'm Peter. I'm from the US.
Hi, I'm Susie. I'm from Germany as well, and I'm also an exchange student.
When did you guys come to Korea?
So we took the same flight, August 26th.
Mid-August.
I came on October 1st. So I just graduated from college in May, but I knew that I wanted to get into the music industry, and there's not really anything that I can do in the town where I live, so I would have to move anyways, and I knew I wanted to be in Korea, so even though I have to quarantine.
We're perfectly fine, no depressions or anything, but I think we kind of reached our limits when we did quarantine.
You have to be mentally stable if you want to spend 2 weeks of quarantine.
I was expecting it to be difficult, and it was much worse than I expected. I had some people in the rooms around me, and I could hear them like yelling and crying a lot. And you hear announcements over the intercom. You need to go back into your room. You can't leave your room.
Did people leave?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
We'd hear a band on the 8th floor running down the hallway. Go back to your room right now.
But honestly, I can
Yeah, I
understand
can
them
understand
because we
too.
did.
They just would knock on the door in the morning, and somebody came in with a hazmat suit and I'd do the test. You have to like keep your mouth open. He was like, 잘하고 있어요. I was like, ah. Yeah, this was the only person that I would have a conversation with for 2 weeks. So
Do you think it was worth to do 2 weeks quarantine?
I mean, that way we feel even safer here because we know like everyone who comes here has to do the quarantine, and we read that a lot of foreigners who broke the quarantine rules were actually deported back to their countries. We don't regret it at all because Germany isn't doing too well right
That's
now.
the thing. Right now, I'm very happy and very glad that I'm here during this situation. We feel very safe because everyone's wearing masks, and like there are many improvements, there are less cases than in other countries.
I'm really glad to be here because the things that I enjoy and love doing in my life, I'm not able to do them in America. I really appreciate because I know that other people are going to be careful and wear their masks.
Not only do I appreciate everyone around me in Korea to actually follow the rules and wear a mask and like keep distance to myself, which in other countries people don't all seem to do. I also really appreciate the effort the government puts in here into those QR codes. That seems to work here. Quality of living here is just better.
Can you guys talk about a little bit about the situation in your back home?
So how's the US doing?
Well, some people, varying levels of caution around COVID, and some people aren't. It was hard in the US because there weren't masks. There was no access. Even in the hospitals, there were issues. We were like making hand sewing our own masks, and I sewed like a lot of masks to give to people, but I think it gets worse.
Do you have like demonstrations? Because in Germany we have a lot of people who don't
Yeah.
even believe Corona exists.
Especially nowadays.
Yes, there's that in the US too.
I think that makes it even worse because at least Koreans, they understand that's a virus and that it
Exactly.
exists. Germany is also just as frustrating as the US,
Yeah.
probably. The main reason why it kind of escalated more in Europe is because like Korea is kind of a 한반도. Everyone who's coming into the country, you can't force them to go to quarantine.
Because it's in the European Union, and then you can just travel around.
Yeah.
Especially like now during summer, there were a lot of people that were like traveling, which they shouldn't have done because now it got worse again. And now there's a second wave. A lot of people didn't want to wear masks again, and they're like, "No, we're sick of it." It's not helping either if you don't wear
And
them because
especially
it's getting worse and worse. I mean, we saw it the first time. Why are they not learning from it? So that's what I don't understand.
Why do you guys think Korea was a better situation?
Everyone is just complying with wearing masks all the time. People more aware of going out when you don't have to, or going out in big groups when you kind of shouldn't. It's not that people are unable to do those things, it's just that people choose not to. I think that is the big difference.
I think first of all because you don't really argue with the police. If some police officer tells you,
That's true.
hey, you should put on your mask, Koreans usually do it, and in Germany they'll be like, no, I know my rights.
In the US, I know that a few months ago that people would actually get mad at you if you wear a mask.
Yeah, right?
Or like if you get on the bus and you're wearing a mask, people are like, why are you wearing a mask? You think you're gonna get sick? And then people are getting sick.
Also, what I noticed, I don't think you had that problem in Korea. We ran out of toilet paper in Germany and like other stuff
Yeah.
because everyone was just going crazy. Like,
People buy more toilet paper than food.
yeah.
Not food.
Why?
Why do you need more toilet paper than
Yeah, that's true.
I think just tracking everything. Here it's just so easy to write down your number, and like in Germany they would be like, oh my god, why do you need my information? That's private and that's my own, and I don't want to share that. You kind of have the feeling that they would be contributing, like if they share their like information, then they could use that, and they'd be like, okay, they're using my information for that, like trying to help. Then they would think that they would get like transparent information as an answer. Maybe that's why they do it.
Whenever we call our parents, everyone just tells us, I'm really glad you left.
We hope that other countries are also able to fight this virus and that we can all globally stay safe and that this can end quickly. 영상을 봐주셔서 감사하고 구독하고 좋아해주세요. 감사합니다.